So you want to edit music videos, huh? The glorious splendors of a music video editor, where you get to spend hours upon hours tediously cutting cliche artist performance shots together with random B-roll footage to try and tell a story. Or at the very least, keep it interesting for 3 minutes. That's certainly going to come back with 1,000 edit notes from the client or boss, where you then have to try and explain your vision, but ultimately have to begin the process all over again, fitting the visual to match the needs and wants of the client or the boss above you. Sounds awesome. Where do I sign up? Life of a music video editor or an editor in general isn't all that it's cracked up to be. Yes, there are pros and cons to any job out there, and there are a lot of pros and cons to being an editor. Although cutting together music videos is some of the most fun editing you can do. You get to be a little creative, you get to be a little more abstract and wild than if you're cutting together corporate work or a film or something that's a little more straightforward. So music video editing is where you get to flex your creative talents a little bit, which is always really fun. So I'm a music video director by trade. Naturally, I've always edited my own work. I always edit my own videos. And over the years, I've probably edited some 500 plus music videos. So I want this video to be 5 crucial tips that I think play into being a music video editor or being a better music video editor. Number 1 is organization. Now, this is crucial to the speed of your editing process. There are a lot of people that go in and organize every clip, by the type of shot, B-roll, what take, and all these things in their, editing suite or software. Me personally, I just drag all the clips in and I start piecing it together performance shot by performance shot, which I'll get into in a minute. But that I find I don't need to organize my footage. I kind of do it in the timeline as I go, and it works for me. It is efficient for me and how my brain works, and I'm easily able to edit that way and edit quickly that way. Now, a lot of people can't do that, and you need organization. You need files that read what the clips are so you can find them better. And so as an editor, and once you get deeper into the professional levels of editing, especially if you want to edit films one day and do stuff that's a little more in depth, you're gonna need to know how to organize your footage, how to label your footage, not only for future sake, but also just to help you find your footage quicker and edit quicker. So find an organization tactic, whether it's color coding or labeling certain clips and putting them in separate folders, that works for you. So this kind of piggybacks off that, which is number 2, is cut the music video performance together first, then add B-roll later. So I find what really helps me as a music video editor is I take all the performance shots and I start cutting the music video together as one big performance video. Then after that, I start chopping, going back and chopping and inserting in the different B-roll moments to keep it interesting, to add the effects later, to tell a story, but always just start with performance shot, go to the next performance shot. Performance shot, go to the next performance shot. Lay it in, start chopping, and ultimately you have one big video that's just straight all performance shots. Then after that, you can go back and add your B-roll, start chopping it in, add B-roll where it gets a little boring or stale, where it fits the story best. But ultimately that, for me, increases the speed of how I edit, and I feel like that attributes why I can edit so quickly is because I'm not trying to cut a performance music video together while adding B-roll and there's all these layers and things going on. Keep it simple and just straightforward in that way. And I feel like that is why I can edit so quickly, and I think it'll help a lot of you guys. Third is, if you are a music video editor, you need to cut to the beat of the music. Listen to the music, listen to the beats, listen to the sounds and the different innuendos, tones, and moods of the beat or the song. If there is a part in the song that sounds kind of like it slows down or ramps up, edit around that. Use the music and the beat of the music to influence your edits and further enhance the music, and vice versa. By you adding effects or clips that enhance that part of the song, it's going to enhance the video as well. So listen closely. If you're editing a music video, that's what it is, a music video. So you need to cut to the certain beats and rhythms. Don't just cut for no reason if there's not a beat or a motivated sound behind the cut. Make sure that you're listening to the beat, and when there's boom, 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 cut to those beats.
Car battle of the bands. Do me a favor, don't mess with me. Best believe you don't wanna go upsetting me, yes.
Don't just cut in the middle between these two beats. Don't cut in the middle where there's nothing happening. Use the music to influence your cuts and vice versa. As a music video editor, that is going to subconsciously, whether people recognize it or not, it's going to enhance both the song and the visual. And ultimately, you're gonna get a better music video. 4 is know your keyboard shortcuts. I personally don't use too many shortcuts, but there are certain shortcuts I definitely use that help the speed of editing. So you're not constantly having to go and click on the blade tool or click on certain things. Just knowing where your shortcuts are to speed up the process. This goes for really any editor, period, but music video editor as well. You need to know your shortcuts so you can easily breeze through things. A lot of times, music videos, they're on very tight schedules, tight budgets, so you need to be able to work super fast and efficiently and get the video back to the client. Clients in the music video world, whether it's a label, the artist management, are always super pushy about when are we going to see the next edit? When can we see the next cut? And if you take all this extra time, whether it's in your editing process or the buttons you're pressing or exporting anything, the more time you can trim off of that edit and getting them a new edit or a new cut, the better. So knowing your keyboard shortcuts, period, as an editor is great, but a music video editor as well. 5 would be to develop your own unique editing, effects, and style. When it comes to video editing, for music videos, you can be flashy, you can do cool and different things. In a film, you can't do that. You cut on dialogue and you do things, unless it's like some crazy flashback montage scene, it's pretty straightforward. Music videos is where you get to have fun. You get to do some push-ins and outs and zooms and flashes and all these different cool effects, whether it's visual effects or cutting inside of Adobe Premiere or Final Cut or whatever you use. But develop a style that's unique to you. Find your own style, and this takes time. This takes practice, years of editing videos, and working on what works for you. When I first started out and I was editing music videos, I would go through the effects tab on Adobe Premiere and Final Cut, and I would just literally drag the effect onto a clip and see what it could do. I'd mess with it, mess with the effect, the keyframes, and see what that effect would do. I would try another effect, and I literally just went through the list of all the different effects that were built into the editing software and would just play with them and know, like, okay, this effect does that, this does that. If I wanted to do an effect that kind of looks like this is the effect I use here. So know your software, know the editing effects, and develop a style. Develop something that's unique to you. That's what's gonna get you a lot of business, is if you have a unique editing style, you're fast, you're efficient, you have a cool style, you have some cool effects that people want, you're gonna get a lot more clients, you're gonna get a lot more people hiring you to edit videos. And so it's just, music video editing is very stylistic, and so you need to develop a style and just practice, and work on developing that unique style and editing effects. Just some extra bonus tips is to keep it interesting. With music videos, sometimes the footage, there's not too much variation in the footage, and music videos can get pretty repetitive and boring. So try your best to keep it interesting as you go throughout the video. Think, okay, I've already used these effects, I've used this footage. How can I introduce either a new shot I haven't used before or a new effect I haven't used before? So as you're looking at your timeline of what you're editing, just knowing, like, okay, it's been 30 seconds since I've done some cool edits or effects. Let's throw in a new effect here. 15 seconds later. Just constantly be aware of how you can make the video more interesting as you're going. Try not to reuse the same effects too much that you used earlier, because then it gets boring. I've already seen it, and you don't want the audience to tune out. Every time as they're watching the video, you want them to realize, oh, that's something new I haven't seen. So keep it interesting. And the most important, period, save every minute. Command save every minute. Set your computer so it's auto saving every minute. There's nothing worse than doing all these cool effects, doing all these chops and edits. Your computer freezes, Adobe Premiere or Final Cut shuts down, and it doesn't save, and you lost all those effects and edits you did, and there's nothing more just debilitating than that. All right, so those are my tips for music video editing. If you guys are curious, I do have an 1.5 hour music video in-depth editing tutorial. I'll link it in the description below. This is a video that I edited for Dizzy Wright, a video I directed as well. I directed it, I edited it, I colored it, I did the effects for it. So that tutorial, it's an hour and a half. I'll link that in the description below. It's only $5. Look at it as like a personal one-on-one masterclass editing session, teaching you guys how I edit music videos from start to finish. It's specifically geared towards music videos, and the music video that I edited for Dizzy Wright. I'm showing a couple clips of it here so you can see the video itself. But yeah, that is in the description below, so make sure you check that out. And hopefully this video helped you guys learn, a little bit tips and tricks on how to edit music videos, or how to edit music videos better. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. I've edited well over 500 plus, music videos. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you learned something, drop a comment, a like, something, thumbs up. But I'm Jakob Owens for the Buff Nerds, and I'm out.